Alright, so of course if we're going to solve a cube, it has to be scrambled first, and obviously this is not scrambled, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that quick. Alright, whatever, that's good enough for a scramble, just for a tutorial. Alright, so since this does not have a defined center color per side, like a 3x3 does, we have to define the sides themselves. So, as I said in my 3x3 tutorial, I like starting with the green side, so hence I put the green piece up. Alright, so the first step is to get, of course, another corner in, and I feel like doing the green-orange piece, so which would be green-orange there. And so let's go ahead and find that. Alright, so this one's already in the correct column, so again, we need to have the corner, so green-orange, for the green-orange, we need to have this piece in this column. So thankfully it already is, and now, like the 3x3, the whole cube takes algorithms from the 3x3. It's just, of course, shorter and cutting some out. So since these are corners, it is essentially the corners of a 3x3. So you're going to do the corner solving algorithm, which is r prime d prime r d. So let's do that. So r prime d prime r d. So now we see that the green, orange, white piece is in the correct layer, the top layer here, but it is still not positioned correctly. In other words, the colors are not correctly by each other. So let's do it again. So r prime, d prime, r, d, and once more r prime, d prime, r, d. Alright, and now that's got the green together and the orange together, and now because of these two pieces, we've also defined what this side is going to be and what this side is going to be. And actually, since we have the orange here, we've also defined this side, and with the green, defined this side. So obviously this side's going to be green, yellow, orange, and white. So next let's move on to the green white piece, which is right there. So green, white. So now, since we want it over here, we have to move it over to that corner. Alright, so now it's in the correct column. So now r prime, d prime, r, d again. So let's go. Alright, that's placed it in the correct spot, and now we have 3 green, and we've also defined our 5th side, the red. Oh, this one already looks like it's in the correct position, but for the tutorial, I'm going to change that up a little bit to show you one scenario that can take place and how to fix it. So, 1 second. Alright, here's the scenario. The correct corner is already in the top layer, but it is turned the wrong way. So what you're going to do here is turn it down into the bottom layer, like usual with the corner solving algorithm. And since this green piece is facing off to our right, we can just pretty much do the r prime d prime r d algorithm until it gets there. However, there's also one more scenario where the green piece, or where the green face of the corner, that is facing toward you. In which case, now we could do the r prime d prime r d algorithm again, but there's a much shorter method to do this. So instead of doing r prime d prime, we turn it to the right, so that when we turn this face back up, it pulls this piece from having the green down here to right there, in which case we can now do d prime r prime d r, so it kind of reverses that. So I know that might not have looked shorter, but it is faster and easier to do than continually doing r prime d prime r d over and over again. Alright, so now let's flip it over, and move on to the next step. So again, like with the 3x3, you're going to look for one corner that's already in the correct position. Now this corner won't always necessarily be correctly oriented like that with the orange, the white, and the blue, but it just so happens to be this time. But with a 2x2, you're always going to have to check to make sure the corners of the other sides are not already in position, because sometimes you'll have this one in position and then this one's also in position, and you can't have that. Otherwise, when you try to do this next algorithm, it kind of screws things up, and you have to, well, I'm not sure if you have to restart or not, but it just messes things up. So thankfully we don't have we don't have two in position right now. If you were to have two in position, however, you would just turn the top layer 98 degrees and then do the following algorithm. So the following algorithm is let's see, that's R, yep. So U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R, U prime, L. And that is actually the algorithm that will orient the other three corners. And so like I said, if you all started with two corners in the correct position already, turn it 90 degrees, or turn the top face 90 degrees, then do that algorithm, and that will set only one in place, so then you can keep doing the algorithm. Alright, so we still only have one corner that is in position right now. So we are going to do that last algorithm that I just mentioned again. So U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. And now that has put all four corners in the correct positions. However, it has only solved two completely, so we are going to do the corner solving algorithm again. So R prime, D prime, R, D, and continuing with that. And remember, when solving the last layer, as with the 3x3, or rather when solving the corners of the last layer, like with the 3x3, you only want to turn the top layer to get to the next corner. So then do that algorithm again, and now we have top layer solved, bottom layer solved, and all of this solved, except that we need to turn it 90 degrees, and now everything is complete. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was pretty explanatory. If you have any questions, please ask me, and I will do my best to explain. But otherwise, have a great day and great fun with cubes from TheRandomSpectator.